part of being sharp is part of understanding that there's an opportunity to be captured. If you have the strongest team ever, but the market's going down, it's going down nonstop, Bitcoin's going down, everyone's going to crash.
What are the things that you are looking at in the team, and what kind of competences you're looking at for different roles, maybe even?
Team is number two because I think timing is number one. If you have the strongest team ever, but the market's going down, it's going down nonstop, Bitcoin's going down, everyone's going to crash. Like your altcoin will crash as well. Like that's just like the fact, right? So it's like,
unfortunately,
unfortunately, right? Some of the best teams are, like I said, right, the sharpest people who are. They have some, they're like in the 30s, 40s, ideally the 30s. The 30s are usually the best in my opinion because they've already seen, they're not like as new and green as a lot of the early entrepreneurs. Like they've done several startups before, the start companies before, so they have a very good fundamental understanding of like building companies. And they're also like that also has a technical or engineering background, so that maybe they don't code anymore, but then they have a very good understanding of the technology, of the innovation around blockchain. That's really, really important because some of the best CEOs, I would probably say, if they're very, very technical, usually they're also like the world's fair. Like if they're very technical, then it also means that you're not very BD focused. You don't have a very strong business sense, right? The world is so fair in that sense. It's just like very, very technical, like they suck at BD. You're really, really good at BD, you suck at tech, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So some of the best, entrepreneurs is about finding the middle ground. Like the CEO, you gotta be good at both, right? You're not extremely expert, like you're not specialized on either side, but then you understand both of them. Like, so in my opinion, that's like the best. And then you have a CTO who's just like all the way to like the technical side, right? Who doesn't even need to meet any of your investors, right? And then
he
the rest
comes out of the basement every now and then to say hi. It's like, milestone one is done. Okay, back.
He goes offline for 3 days. And he comes back to and be like, hey, I'm back, guys. I got this new update. Like, yeah, let's do something about it and let's test it out, right? It's like, like that in my opinion is the best. And then of course I think the CEO, in my opinion, needs to have really good experience in terms of working with third parties. So like for exchanges, investors. I mean, one of the most important parties in our industry is the exchanges. The exchanges, unfortunately, they're like the most important component in our industry. And so like if you get exchanges like you, then they'll list you. But if not, then that is going to be a lot harder, a lot more work for the investors. The other part that we're seeing like very interesting right now is like the exchanges also like to find like to basically work with entrepreneurs who are flexible. In a sense, that flexible referring to like, they might want to like, hey, can we adjust some of your tokenomics? Can we adjust some of your vestings? You might have CEOs is like very, very firm and like very like does not want to be flexible. Like there's a lot of CEOs are like that, right? Like they're like, hey, we can't do that. We could then they lose the opportunity, right? I mean, exchanges they have hundreds of deals, thousands of deals each day. They don't have to list you. They can list anything. They'll probably be a win for them anyways, right? So it's like then you just be left alone. So it's also important to invest in entrepreneurs and CEOs who are flexible and they're willing to work with things like what's out there, utilizing your resources and your opportunity. Like that's really important. Like part of being sharp is part of understanding that there's opportunity to be captured, and that opportunity might be your next 100x. And those who see it versus those who just ignore it, huge difference.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
In terms of Web3, obviously, this is why both myself and Thomas are in this.